Game one of round one of the Eastern Conference match is in the books. And with game one, it's the Cleveland Cavaliers with a commanding win over the Miami Heat, 121-100. It ain't just Donovan Mitchell. I mean, it ain't Donovan Mitchell. I try to explain this to folks. It ain't going to be Donovan Mitchell that's going to pull up the strings. It's going to be with the helps of Garland and apparently, Ty Jerome. In the bench alone has 28 points. And 16 of those came in the second half, and majority of them came in the fourth quarter. So again, it ain't just Donovan Mitchell, which, by the way, he shot 30 points. But, my God, this game, it started off like we expected it to be off. And the Heat just couldn't quite make it to the tie game. The only tie game was 0-0, really. They did have a lead in the first quarter, though. Which was, it was, oh, now I'm lost. There we go. Which was 18-16, which was Andrew Wiggins' three-pointer. Since then, though, Cavaliers never lost the lead again, despite the Heat tying up a couple of times. And since then, the Heat, the game just got away with us. Andrew Wiggins did his best. Davion Mitchell, who's trying to be the better Mitchell, ends up not being the better Mitchell because, of course, it's Donovan Mitchell. Donovan Mitchell, I really wished that the Heat were to trade for Donovan Mitchell a couple years ago. They had a chance to do so, and they just couldn't do it. And now look what's happening with Cleveland. Dominating, the penetration is really good. He is making some impossible layups in the 2 points in the paint. Like a double clutch of the layup, pumping it, and then do a little windmill. I mean, Donovan Mitchell was just astonishing in the majority of the game, man. He really was. He's making some impossible shots, and the crowd loves it, and they should love it. That's how good of a player that Donovan Mitchell has. And really, the Miami Heat, and I'm going to bring up the front office just one more time, they dropped the ball by not trading for good players, especially in a couple years ago when they had a number one seed and they just couldn't find anything. Instead, they ran it back, and that's pure frustration. And then we can talk about Damian Lillard, Kevin Durant, blah, 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 and all that type of stuff because we keep running it back. But that's what wind up being the case here. And then Garland making some impossible shots, and you can't forget about Max Strus. Max Strus is shooting some shots in. But the problem is, too, Jared Allen's defense was really noticeable. And Khalil Ware got a good block on him. But the defense was everywhere against the Miami Heat. They wouldn't allow Tyler Herro to shoot the basketball, especially in the second half. The second half was his worst game in a while. Just can't find anything. And getting tightly covered up, too, that is impossible. Impossible for him to get something in. That's how good of a defense the Cleveland Cavaliers have. Really damn good. And Evan Mobley, I mean, he should be the defensive player of the year. He is so good at defending. But my problem with the Miami Heat, they can rebound the ball. But the Cavaliers put more of an effort to get the offensive rebound. And of course, they would get that second chance opportunity. It was noticeable in the first half alone. Second half, not much better. In fact, the fourth quarter, when things are starting to look right, we would cut the lead. We would cut the lead to 7 on numerous occasions. But here comes Ty Jerome. Where the hell did Ty Jerome came from? Now he's shooting lights out 3-pointers. Morel is shooting a 3-pointer. Jerome was not missing in the fourth quarter. He even made a 31-foot 3-pointer. And the Heat just can't find any answers. Nothing. Instead, they keep turning the ball over. Oh, and Cleveland challenged a call for Max Strus. You know, that little forearm thing by by Tyler Herro, not a foul. But I'm pretty sure if the same thing were to happen to the Miami Heat, they would have called. They would definitely say, they would have say it's not a it's not a incidental contact. It is a foul. My point here: Miami Heat hates. There's so much hate with the Miami Heat. That was a foul. I think that was a foul by Max Strus. That forearm when that forearm was in the act of shooting with Tyler Herro, you sometimes you see that as a call. I don't blame them for challenging, but then sometimes where I get really frustrated with the officiating is that they sometimes say, "Yeah, that is a foul," and then there are times it's not a foul. Which is it? In this case, they said it's not a foul. They're also looking at the contact from Bam Adebayo too. There was no contact from Bam Adebayo, and they also say there's no contact on Max Strus either. But regardless of what the challenge says, the Heat are still down 114-98. Because Garland, Donovan Mitchell, and shockingly, it's Ty Jerome. Ty Jerome just completely abysmal the Miami Heat. My God, man. Tyler Herro had nothing. Bam Adebayo at least tried to do something. There's clearly some leadership in Bam Adebayo. I can see that. But either way, we lost this game 121-100. Now, I'm not going to overly freak out and panic. That's pretty much a saying I have for a couple of years now. I'm not going to panic because of this game in game one. I always got to believe that they have to come up with a game plan to bounce back in game two. And I believe in Eric Spoelstra, but this is a tough spot. Really a big tough spot for the Miami Heat, dude. They got the best team in the East. They're the number one seed for a reason. Something that the Miami Heat should have competed for and make our way to the NBA Finals. Anyway, Andrew Wiggins with 14 points with 2 for 6 and 3-pointers, 5 for 11 in field goals, 2 for 2 free throws with 6 rebounds, 2 assists, 1 steal. Bam Adebayo with 24 points with 1 for 5 and 3-pointers. That happened in the fourth quarter. In fact, he was like, thank you, God. 10 for 22 in field goals, 3 for 6 in free throws, and the free throws were just not consistent. He missed half of what he attempted. 9 rebounds, 3 assists, 2 steals, and a block. Khalil Ware made a start, produced 2 points from a alley-oop dunk, which was a pretty nice one. The defending, I mean, I want to give him the benefit of the doubt. He is a rookie, and he's going up against a really tough Cleveland Cavaliers team, so I'm gonna give him a benefit of the doubt. But when the playoff experience does come in, regarding playoff experience, I think it's bullshit now because Ty Jerome never had a playoff experience, and he produced 28 points. Coaching. Anyway, 3 rebounds, 2 assists, and 2 blocks for Khalil Ware. One of them was against Jared Allen. That's impressive. Tyler Herro, even though his night was very off and could not shoot a point in the second half, he only shot 4 points in the second half, which means 17 first half points. That equals up to 21 points he has scored all game long. 3 for 6 in 3-pointers, 7 for 18 in field goals, 4 for 4 free throws with 3 rebounds, 2 assists, 1 steal. Alec Burks with 2 3-pointers. That makes it 6 points with 2 rebounds, 2 assists. And off the bench, Davion Mitchell with 18 points. He's got to be re-signed. Played 34 minutes in this game, 2 for 3 in 3-pointers, 8 for 12 in field goals, with 4 rebounds, 9 assists, 1 steal. And we see Nikola Jovic come back. Thankfully, he's okay. Kyle Anderson. And let's see Cleveland's box score. Evan Mobley with 9 points with a 3-pointer, 4 for 10 in field goals with 7 rebounds, 1 assist. Jared Allen with 12 points with 5 for 8 in field goals, 2 for 2 free throws with 11 rebounds. So he has a double-double in the playoff game. 1 assist, 3 steals, and a block. Darius Garland with 27 points. Not surprising. 28 points for him. 5 for 9 in 3-pointers, 10 for 17 in field goals, 2 for 2 in free throws, with 3 rebounds, 5 assists, 1 steal. Donovan Mitchell with 30 points. He has made 11 for 19 in the paint, and those were some impossible shots he has made, like double pumping, crossovering people, the windmill, that tight windmill shot that he has made in the second. Was it the second quarter? I think it was the third quarter. Either way, he did that crazy windmill thing. I mean, that was just an impossible thing. 11 for 19 in the paint, 2 for 9 in 3-pointers. That is some in the second half. 6 for 7 in free throws with 5 rebounds, 4 assists, 4 steals. Max Strus with 9 points. 9 of those points came from the 3-pointers. 3 for 5 in 3-pointers. 1 rebound, 1 assist, and then off the bench, I mean, I really got to say his name. It's freaking Ty Jerome with 28 points, 5 for 8 in 3-pointers, and majority of them were from fourth quarter. 10 for 15 in field goals, 3 for 5 in free throws with 5 rebounds, 3 assists. His first playoff game, and he produced this many points. What does that tell you with the Miami Heat, man? What does that tell you? It's just, they were having so much fun. It is such a bad game for the Miami Heat. I mean, it's just so bad. They make them, and then this guy who barely plays, had any impact, make the biggest impact of the game. And then they do some celebratory thing what is that, man? You do a little showboating, and then this thing. Now you're just showing off, man. I hate to say it because I want to sound like an asshole, but now you're all fuckers just showing off, and that's unappreciative. I don't like that at all. You had the game, so why are you doing this? Just why? Now I'm hoping that the Miami Heat can come out in Game 2 angry, play their best basketball, get 1 win out of the series, and then go back to Miami tied 1-1. I believe they can do that. But yeah, the team's shooting 48% in field goals, which is not terrible given the circumstances. They were just they're deep. They were just getting outplayed with the defense, man. That's the difference here. And they're shooting more 3-pointers than we are. 5 more than what we made. In fact, both teams with 41.9% of 3-point shooting, but with the Miami Heat 13.31, Cleveland with 18.43. 13 for 16 in free throws for the Cleveland Cavaliers. We only got 9 for 12 in free throws. And it's kind of ironic that some of the calls went against Cleveland and they were shouting, "Ref, you suck." But yet you got more free throws than we do. So how is that fair? 42 rebounds out of 37 for Cleveland. 23 assists out of 21 for Miami. 8 steals out of 5 for Cleveland. Both teams with 4 blocks. Their largest lead was 21, and yeah, you can clearly see 100 and 121. That's the largest lead. Our largest lead was 2. That was in the first quarter with 18 for 16. But yeah, not a good game, especially a horrible fourth quarter. It's not like we had a lead, but imagine we had a double-digit lead, and then Ty Jerome did that against us. Think of Nick Batum, man. I mean, I hate to bring up Nick Batum and Josh Giddey and some other guys who just tortured the Miami Heat. But if this, and Derek White too, I hate to bring him up too, but Ty Jerome? Anyway, man. Happy Easter once again. It was late because WrestleMania, and I was also keeping an eye on, and how about that main event? My God. My goodness, he actually freaking done it, man. 17 times. 17-time champion. That's crazy. Beating Ric Flair's record, too. That's nuts. All right, man. Well, that's good to do it for this video. That's game 1. Tomorrow, I think it's a good time to talk Panthers. We'll talk about the Florida Panthers preview, and then your usual Marlins recap every single day. Well, not every single day. There's going to be some off days, but yeah, your usual. And yeah, man, that's going to do it for this one. I hope you guys had a really good Easter. I actually had a pretty decently good Easter. In fact, I think this was a good Easter to say the least. It would have made it better if Miami Heat somehow shocked the world, but all right. Yeah, that's good to do for this one. If you like this video, hit the like button, subscribe for content, and I'll see you guys next time tomorrow. And yeah, man, I'll see you guys in another video. Happy Easter once again, and I hope everyone have a good night, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. Good night.